Welcome to Card Magic 365. Another great trick for you. This particular trick is called the missing link. Hope you're going to enjoy this. Using just a regular deck of cards, I do want to show you that they have been shuffled and cut before we started. Note that there's no groups of colours, numbers, suits or anything. They are a random mixed deck. But of course you don't believe me, and we'll come to those in just a moment. What about this red back card? What have I got? Well, it's a picture of my combination padlock. Sadly, I've forgotten the full combination. And you're going to help me discover the missing link. Now, what I do know is that it had something to do with my lucky number. So what I do is I'm going to take this card and I'm going to write my lucky number on the back here. But I don't want you to actually see it. So I am going to do it and then hide it under the card box. So I'm going to take my padlock and I'm going to write my lucky number on the card. As I said, I don't want you to see it, so I will just cover it over. But there it is there in full view. We now take the cards, and although I've shuffled them, I want you to shuffle them. So you give these to the spectator and you want them to take about half, in fact as close as they can get. So tell them to deal out half of the pack. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 20. Okay, 27. Okay, it doesn't really matter. 28, half of 52 is about that anyway. But you get them to deal as close to half as they can. Now they're going to do this, not you. You want them to do a riffle shuffle to ensure that the cards are thoroughly mixed. Now it doesn't matter if they're not very good. It doesn't have to be perfect. And let me just show you the cards. Okay, you can see it's not a professional thorough shuffle, but it will do. You can see that it is mixed up. Now it's important to understand that the cards were shown to be mixed. You've now shuffled them. Remember, the spectator does this. You don't handle these. You now want them to take the cards and to deal out 13 cards face down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We don't need the other cards. Now you ask them to shuffle these either a riffle or an overhand shuffle, and they give them a shuffle. They're going to help you find the missing link. You're going to pick a card randomly, so the spectator, while they're holding them, will pull out a card, but you ask them not to view it, but to put it straight into their pocket or hide it so nobody can see the front or the back. That stays to one side. Now the remaining cards, now of course you shuffled the pack, you've dealt a random number of cards, you've taken a card. I'm now going to take 2 of the numbers that I know my combination is. So I'm going to go through and just have a quick look. Okay, I'm going to take this one, this one. Now of course we don't need these. These are the 2 numbers that I know. A 7. Listen. The lock begins to open. I also knew it was a 9. So far so good. If we add these up, 9 and 7 is 16. What's the card that you take? They removed this from their pocket. It is the missing link. That sounded good to me. The missing link. That comes to 21. The amazing thing is it was 21 my lucky number that opens the padlock. Now I hope you enjoyed that card trick. Very quick and simple. It is almost a self-worker. Well, it is a self-worker apart from this bit here. You don't need to do the padlock thing. That was something that I added at the last minute. I just thought to make it a little bit more interesting, but you might come up with another idea. So this bit, let's get this out of the way first of all. There's nothing special about this. All I did is I got a couple of blank faced playing cards and I just drew a little picture on there of a padlock closed and one open. As you can see, my artwork isn't that good, but I'm sure if you print these out on a printer you might get a better picture. Now nothing special, you don't need to do this, but basically I had both of them there. I showed you them as one card, and then all I did was I palmed off, when I turned this over, I palmed off that bottom card. So that was stolen away, which left me with this, and I wrote the number on, and you can do that by covering over, popping it in an envelope, or do what I did is write this on there. By the way, this number that I wrote, my lucky number, is any number. As long as it's above 13 and not too high, probably up to about 25, 28 would be fine. But you can write any number. So the great thing about this, you can do a different number every time. Now, if you don't want to do this padlock routine, then just have a piece of paper, scribble your lucky number on and put it in an envelope, and that trick will suffice as well. So you don't need to do this padlock routine. I added this last minute. I think it worked, not quite sure, but you might just want to scribble a lucky number on a piece of paper or card. The trick is all about getting to that number. What makes this seem impossible is the fact that the spectator shuffles the cards. Not just a cut that we're used to, but a proper riffle shuffle. Let me show you the deck and the stack. Now this is a great trick to perform if you've got a stacked deck. For example, the Cy Stebbins stack, and you've finished all your routines with it and you just want to mess up the order so you can hand them out for examination, because this routine will mess up the order. So what if you're not into using Cy Stebbins or one of the other stack systems out there? Then what you can do is get a regular deck of cards. You then just very quickly shuffle them and then deal them down so you've got ace through to king. The suits make no difference. In fact, the more mixed up they are, the better, as long as you've got ace to king. Now, although I could do it just by stacking these together like this, it would actually be better if I jumbled these up a little bit more. What I found to jumble these up a bit more is, now I've got ace to king on all of those, I then just deal 3 piles of cards in rotation, and then I just gather up these cards like this, and I do the same for this as well. So I just deal these out just to get rid of the 1 to king order. By this trick isn't original. It's a self-worker. It's a mathematical trick that just works. So it's not an original. There it is. Now if you have a look now, it looks jumbled up. There's not red and black, there's clumps of red and black, single cards. It looks just a shuffled random deck. So to begin with, you can do some false shuffles. I'm not particularly good at those, but if you are, do some false shuffles, and then as the clincher, you then say, I tell you what, you shuffle the cards. Now as long as the cards are in this order, you see we've got 13 cards there, ace to king. Okay, jumbled up, which adds to the effect. And the next ones are the There's ace to king in there, but jumbled up, but you get the picture. So now what you do is you get them to deal down about half the cards, and you can make a joke about it. If somebody deals more than 25, 26, then you wonder what school of maths they went to. Boom. And so they deal down. Now it doesn't really matter, they can deal down 30 cards, but you want to get about half. And the reason you're doing this is because you need half the cards reversed for this to work. So I'm going to deal down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. I could stop there. 26, 27, 28, 29, doesn't really matter. Okay, once they've done that, you then ask them to do a riffle shuffle. Now the great thing about this, and the reason I like this, is if you've seen me do a riffle shuffle, I'm useless. So even if your spectator cannot do a very good riffle shuffle, you know, they're like this and they do all this, it doesn't matter even if it's not perfect. But they've given it a shuffle, and what I tend to do is just spread them. Okay, now you can see it's a terrible shuffle, but they have mixed them, and then you do this to make it look all messy and just gather them like that. What a mess. You then get them to deal 13 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Look at the mess the cards are in. They just look random. Whatever shuffle they did, they will always have, in these 13 cards, there will always be ace to king. Okay, they'll all be there. Okay, let me just check. There's a 1, there's a 2, there's a 3, there's a 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, jack, queen, king. Totally jumbled up because they shuffled them, but there'll always be the 13 cards, ace to king. In fact, if I dealt another 13 cards, they would also have ace to king, but in a different order because of their shuffling. So no two packets of cards are the same. You know where this is leading to, because of course they can shuffle them. They take any card. Now we don't even have to look at that, because if I then look at the cards, I can tell what card they've taken. Well, there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't see a 9. There's no 9 there. Now, when I was doing this, I knew what card you had. So because I knew that my lucky number was 21, I had to make that up. Now, I know that's a 9. So if I took an ace and a jack, that'd be 9, 10, plus 11 will be 21. So I would remove these two cards, put these away. The trick's done. You reveal this card, and when they turn over this, it adds up to 21, and you reveal your lucky number in whichever manner you care to use. Have a go at this shuffle thing, it's great. And as I said, if you've got a sidestepping stack, it'll work great in that situation, but you don't have to. You can do what I did just then, and it works every time. Remember, you don't have to worry about this. If you didn't find this worked too well on the trick, you might just want to scribble a lucky number down on there. Practice and enjoy.